So today I'm going to be reviewing tons of the new 2026 Thomas stuff, and there's so much stuff that it doesn't even fit in the shop. But yeah, so I'm going to be unboxing diecast Percy, Henry, James, and the Story Talkers Thomas as well. So yeah, sorry that you can't really see it all. There is not enough space for all of this. But yeah, so I've already reviewed the new motorized Thomas and Gordon, and I've also reviewed the die-cast Thomas, Rosie, and even Oliver and Toad. So I'll move all of these guys out of the way, because I think we should go in number order and start with Henry. Now, I've heard some really good stuff about the new Henry, actually. I feel like most people are saying that he's probably the best one, and even though I haven't gotten him out of the box yet, I do kind of agree. He does look really good. So yeah, we've got the kind of weird-looking render on there. They have actually updated this render, because my Henry is from Wave 1, but I think the new Wave 2 releases have sort of updated colours, they're a bit darker, and the frames are also painted black on the new render. So yeah, we've of course got the new Thomas logo in the corner, the Mattel logo, if you can see it. If I flip it round to the back, we've got a list of the different characters. I actually have all of these, except Gordon. I don't actually have Thomas and Annie, but I have Thomas by himself. So yeah, anyway, I'll stop wasting time, and I'll finally get him out of the box. Now, I've been looking forward to this. I got him yesterday, and I've been very tempted to open him up, but I held back because I wanted to make this video. Okay, so I have gotten the box open. Let's take a look at him. I've taken a second off camera to have a proper look at him, and I must say, this is really cool. I feel like Mattel have definitely put a lot of thought into this. So let's start off with the only thing I don't like about this, and that is the face. Yeah, I mean, Henry's not got the worst face. He definitely hasn't got the worst. But it's a bit weird. I mean, I don't know. The coloured eyes just look really weird. It just makes him look a bit creepy. The nose just looks too wide at the top. And his lips as well. I mean, like, why do his lips look like that? Yeah, the face is weird, to say the least. But yeah, other than that, this is really cool. I love the actual front bogey here that, like, swivels. That is really cool. I love that. The shade of green is really nice as well. I love the dark shade of green. I mean, I would say it's like the Hornby Henry, but it is even darker than that. I'm surprised that they went with such a dark shade of green. I think it's kind of interesting that they're making all the characters different colours. I guess that's just so people can tell them apart better. But yeah, something else I'm actually not a big fan of is the size of the tender. It's just not tall enough. It kind of makes him look like the Bachman Henry a bit, with like a short tender. He's also missing a set of wheels as well. I've got no idea why they did that. There was enough room for them. But yeah, also the tender is plastic. That's, yeah, something I really hate. That's just cheap. It's lazy. Anyway, I really liked how they're permanently connected as well. I feel like they did it better than Ertl did it, where they're just sort of attached and... yeah, they're attached to the cab, but with this, they can sort of swivel, but they don't come apart, so, you know, the tender's not going to get lost or anything for some reason. But yeah, this is really nice. I love the accurate wheel configuration. As I said, the dark shade of green just looks so good. Something that is a bit weird is the colour of the plastic is completely different to the colour of the paint on the metal. So yeah, you can very easily tell what's plastic and what's metal just by looking at it. I feel like they could have matched the paint better or the plastic better. Anyway, Henry's really cool. Let's move him to one side so that we can talk about James next. So I feel like James is probably one of the most hated ones out of Wave 1. I mean, definitely not as bad as like Harold or Toby, but I mean, he's pretty bad, and you can kind of see why there. But yeah, so the box is pretty much the same as Henry's, except it's got James on the front, of course. Same on the back as well, of course. So yeah, I'll stop wasting time and I will get him out of the box. For some reason, these larger boxes are really difficult to open. But yeah, here's James, and his tender's stuck, okay. Okay, so I've taken a little look at him off camera like I did with Henry, and I've got to be honest, this might be a hot take, but I don't think he's that bad. Now there are two major things wrong with him that I think you can probably guess, and that is the face and the tender. So, we'll start off with the face, and just what happened. I mean, really, he genuinely looks like a chipmunk. I mean, look at his weird teeth. Oh, it's just weird. And the eyes as well, like the red eyes just make him look like a demon or something. But yeah, the biggest thing wrong with him is the nose, though. Why did they give him a pointy nose like Edward? He's supposed to have a big round nose. Yeah, this is just wrong. This is not James. This looks like... I don't know. I can't think of a stupid name at the moment, but yeah, he would have a stupid name. Anyway, the tender. Yeah, I feel like Mattel went from making the tenders way too short to way too long. The tender is almost the same size as him. And, I mean, it wouldn't be as bad if he wasn't missing a set of wheels. This James is weird. He has an open cab, though. That's cool, I guess. He's got molded handrails on the side. That's nice. Although they don't wrap around his firebox. I don't know why Mattel started doing this, where they just have, like, the handrail just dip down, but not wrap around the actual firebox. Yeah, that's weird. I like the gold lining, though. The gold boiler bands look good. And the dome looks good as well. That's nice and... well, it's somewhat shiny, I guess. He's got rivets on the boiler. That looks pretty cool. Handrails on the cab. That's okay. He's got the swiveling wheels like Henry does. That's really cool, actually. And he has a really cool lamp as well. That looks good. Hang on, did Henry have a lamp? No, Henry did not have a lamp. Okay. But yeah, oh, something I forgot to mention with Henry, actually, is they don't have painted buffers. Yeah, that's not very good. Wish they'd painted buffers. Anyway, so I wasn't really going to do any comparisons in this video, but I thought this one was just necessary. I mean, look at this. I mean... I did quite like the 2025 James, but I have to admit there are quite a few things wrong with it. I mean, the size of the tender is just too small. The gold coupling rod's just weird. And, yeah, so there are a few things this one does better. Although, I feel like Mattel literally went from making way too tiny tender to way too massive tender. But yeah, so, I mean, it's not that bad, really. I mean, like, the proportions of the body are okay. And he's got an accurate wheel configuration. That's cool. It's just, I feel like the face is just, yeah, it's just weird. It doesn't really look like James. Anyway, let's, move on to Percy next. Okay, so here we have Percy, and... just first off, we just have to look at this render. Just, what is that face? Come on. Seriously? Why is he smirking like that? Why does he look so chubby? Yeah. Anyway, it's weird. The box is the same as the rest of the small engines. And out of the ones on the back, I have Thomas, Percy, and Rosie so far. I don't have Diesel, Toby, Harold, or the Troublesome Truck yet. So I might get some of these. I'm definitely not getting Harold, though. Yeah, I don't want Harold. No. Anyway, let's get him out of the box. Okay, so the face looks so much better on the toy than it does on the render. Don't even trip, dog.
He said it! He said it!
Is that what he says? I don't know. Anyway... so, just by looking at this, I feel like I already prefer the 80th one. Maybe some people disagree, because, I don't know, I feel like there are quite a lot of people who maybe didn't like the 80th ones that much, but I've got to be honest, I quite liked them. But yeah, the shade of green is nice. It's nice and bright. Ooh. Okay, well, he doesn't have a painted dome. I don't know if, is he supposed to? I mean, I know he does in the show, but I mean, yeah, I feel his dome is meant to be gold. Why have they not painted that? That doesn't really look very good. I know it's painted on the one in that set. I think it's called the Railroad Builder Kit, and he has a painted dome. But I think they've decided not to paint the dome on this one for some reason, which feels a bit cheap. But yeah, so let's take a look at the face. And the face looks so much better on the toy. I actually quite like the face on the toy. I think it looks good. I think it still looks like Percy. You know, this like the shape of the nose is right and stuff. I feel like I haven't really got that much to say about this Percy. I mean, it's pretty simple Percy. I mean, it doesn't really do anything wrong. It doesn't really do anything, you know, that's like spectacular. It's just a pretty average looking Percy. I mean, all the proportions are right. Yeah, I mean, it looks fine. I've got to be honest. I feel like it just looks fine. The lamp looks good. He hasn't got painted buffers. They've molded the hinges on the toolbox, though. That's cool. He's got the leaf spring painted. Although these, the big boxes on the side, I feel like this one is supposed to be taller, isn't it? Or is that just me? One of the boxes is supposed to be taller, though, although I don't think they could have done that because it just sort of goes into the tank there. But yeah, the cab looks good. He's got handrails. He's got rivets on the tank. Not on the tank, on the cab, sorry. He's got the handrails on the top of the tank, though. That looks good. He's got a molded whistle. It's not painted. Oh, he's got a lamp on the back. That's cool. And yeah, he's got the coal molded in with the cab. But yeah, I've got very little to say about Percy. He's got the cylinders there molded to the running board. That's cool. But yeah, so also something I noticed about this Percy is that his face is really big. I mean, like, Thomas has a pretty small face though, so maybe Percy's face is like, you know, it's fine. But I don't know. I feel like Thomas and Percy are supposed to have similar sized faces. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I feel like Thomas's face is too small and Percy's face is too big. If Thomas's face was a little bit bigger and Percy's face was a little bit smaller, then they would look a lot better. Anyway, so let's move on to the giant talking Thomas, and that's one I'm very excited for. So now it's time for the one I was most excited for, and that is the Story Talker Thomas. And when I saw this get announced, I was originally not going to get it. I wasn't that interested in it, but when I saw it on the shelf, I just thought it looked really cool, so I had to get it. But yeah, so here it is, and just before we get out of the box, let's hear one of the sounds.
Wow!
Okay, that one was maybe a bit underwhelming. Let's hear another one.
Here comes Thomas!
Okay, there we go. So yeah, let's look at the box. I've got to be honest, I'm not a big fan of the box. I feel like the Thomas logo should be up here, and Thomas's name should be much bigger along the bottom. But yeah, oh, and there's also the viaduct in the background, which is cool. And then if I flip it to the back, there is a big picture of Thomas. He's saying, time to roll, because he's a train and he rolls. Says, Thomas, sociable, cheeky, and bold. He's ready for any job. Interestingly, it doesn't show on the back of the box that they also make Percy. So that's kind of interesting. And there's also Thomas climbing the barcode there. That's cool. Okay, so I should just have to twist this once and he should fall out. Here he is. Okay, so this looks really cool. I just want to see first, will he make sounds when I roll him along? Okay, no, he doesn't. That's a shame. I feel like if you're going to have a toy that makes sounds, it should make sounds when you roll it. But he actually is very free rolling, it's very smooth. Okay, that's very satisfying actually, that's... Wow, okay, I'm getting distracted now. So yeah, let's take a look at the face. And yeah, that's just the new Thomas face. I've kind of gotten used to it now, but it's still a bit weird. But yeah, I feel like what's throwing me off is the coloured eyes. Yeah, it just looks a bit creepy. But yeah, he's got a painted running board. That's really cool. Although the lamp, it's like the Trackmaster style lamp. It looks really weird. Why did they make the lamp look like that? Hang on, if I just grab... Look at the lamps on the tiny die-cast ones. It looks so much better. Anyway, so he's got painted buffers. That's really cool. Has he got painted buffers on the back? Yes, he does. He's got the molded coupling hook. Oh, and he's got detail on the bottom. Look at that. He's got the valve gear there, or valve gear rather. But yeah, that looks really cool. What's it say on the bottom? It's got the Thomas logo. And just copyright stuff, I guess. But yeah, so he's got the big speaker on the back. So I'll go into the details in a minute, but first I'm going to play all of the sounds. So according to the box, he has 20 different sounds. So I'm going to attempt to play all of them.
Off we go!
Okay, so we've got a very American sounding crossing there.
Time to roll! Hi, friend! Let me help you with your deliveries! I'm number 1! Woohoo!
Okay, they keep playing that really annoying crossing sound effect. And also that chuffing sound sounded a bit weird. It's definitely not the same sound effects from the original show. And there's another very American crossing. It's a bit weird.
Full steam ahead! Woohoo! I'm the fastest.
I feel like that's supposed to sound like him rolling along. It sounds more like a machine gun.
Hi, friend! Here comes Thomas!
Okay. Well, there's Here Comes Thomas again. I thought that would only be an all engines go thing, but apparently they're keeping that as one of his catchphrases.
Important delivery! Yes! We're friends! We're just going on a tiny detour. Time to roll! Woohoo! Hello, mate! Important delivery! Off we go! Look, a train crossing. Full steam ahead.
Okay, I feel like I'm starting to hear some of the same ones repeat themselves, but I'm going to keep going just in case there's any more.
Hi, friend.
Okay, they're definitely repeating themselves now. I think that was all of the sound effects. I feel like there's some phrases that they didn't include, you know, like I'm a really useful engine, little engines can do big things, just stuff like that. There were some weird ones in there, like the very American sounding crossings. The like all engines go voice actor was also a bit weird. I don't think that's going to be his final voice actor. I think that's probably just like, you know, maybe leftover all engines go sounds or ones that were just for this toy. Anyway, so let's have a look at some of the detail. He's got the frames there, which are a part of the same mold as the smoke box. That's cool. He's got molded whistles. They're not painted though. I don't know why they're not painted. That would look so much cooler if they were. The handrails on the side are also not painted. And I mean, if I can find him, the handrails on the teeny tiny diecast Thomas are, I don't know why I said teeny tiny. The ones on the diecast Thomas are painted, but then the ones on the massive Thomas have been left blue. Maybe that's a bit lazy, I don't know. On the back, he's of course got no room for a lamp because he's got a massive speaker. But yeah, so something interesting actually is that his boiler is really big. Whereas on the diecast Thomas, the boiler is very small in comparison to the tanks. And if I just grab the motorized Thomas, you can see that the boiler, in comparison to the rest of him, is very small. So yeah, I feel like the proportions on this Thomas are better than like the motorized Thomas here. But yeah, I've got to say, overall this looks really, really good. Something I have noticed though is the funnel is a bit small. I mean, in comparison to like the dome, it just looks really tiny. At first glance it looks fine, but when you really focus on the funnel, it just, and I mean, like, look at how much space there is on the smoke box, and look at how big the funnel is, it just looks a bit small in my opinion. But yeah, all of the lining looks fine on the side, it doesn't seem to be wonky or anything. The lining on the boiler though is a bit messed up. If you look at that there, it's all a bit wonky. You can sort of see the joins as well, that's not great. But yeah, also, because he hasn't got any plastic around him in the box, he's a bit marked. You can see there's like some black marks along the running board, and they're not on the side that is protected by the cardboard. It's only on the side that's exposed and out in the open. So yeah, these really should have some plastic around them to protect them, or, you know, being like a cardboard box or whatever. Something interesting that I haven't even mentioned yet is he doesn't even have coupling rods. So I don't know what that's about. I mean, the giant whistling Thomas has them. This one doesn't though, and yeah, I don't know why. Looks a bit weird without them, maybe. I feel like if the giant whistling Thomas didn't have them, this would look more normal. Yeah, but the fact that he doesn't looks a bit weird. I feel like he should. But yeah, I don't know, he just looks a bit weird without them. And the wheels look a bit small, but that's fine, you know, because they wanted to make a big toy, but they wanted to make him compact. But yeah, I really like this actually. Oops, I just dropped him. Yeah, I think this is really cool. Let's just hear one of the sounds one more time. Okay, that was a pretty good sound. Oh, he's still going. That was a pretty cool sound effect. But yeah, I feel like he should play sounds while he's rolling along. Like, just chuffing sounds. I also don't know why they're called story talkers. Like, they don't tell stories. I don't know what they've got to do with stories. I don't know. Anyway, so I think this is really cool. I'm going to get all of the stuff, you know, arranged nicely, and then I will end the video. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, then please consider subscribing. But yeah, Thomas, have you got anything left to say to the viewers?
Hooray!
Okay, well, I guess he's happy that the video is over now. But yeah, thank you so much for watching if you made it all the way to the end. And bye for now.